Okay, sigh of relief time, I guess you could say. Yes, we are indeed making a normal video with the normal format instead of relying on Streamlabs like we had been the past little while. I'm not too busy later tonight, so I have the opportunity to do everything properly, but the Vancouver Canucks had themselves a game against the Vegas Golden Knights, and it comes to an end with a 4-3 VGK regulation win. This was one of those games where, honestly, if the Vancouver Canucks tied it and then eventually won in overtime or something, I would have been like, that's the script. That's it. That seriously has been the script this year. They've been coming back, tying games late, winning them in extra time, and it's given them so many extra points this year that the Connor Bedard race is kind of out of reach at this point. We already said last time in the game against the Anaheim Ducks that, yeah, they're probably not going to get Bedard. But if you're still on that train, you still want to see that potentially happen, then yeah, a loss like this against the Vegas Golden Knights, it helps. It's in regulation, it gets the job done. However, this was a pretty good game from an entertainment point of view when it comes to just what these two teams were able to accomplish and the goals that were scored. There really weren't too many things to go out there and complain about. And I know you could say, oh, what are you talking about? Like, some of these goals that Vancouver gave up, bad turnovers, bad giveaways, but the reason I'm more sort of okay with that is because there isn't really a big scapegoat or responsibility that you can throw on Thatcher Demko. This team ended up giving up a few bad giveaways, and that'll happen once in a while, and Vegas just happened to capitalize on them. So, Ethan Bear, Brock Besser, y'all with the giveaways there, you could pretty much blame them, but defensive lapses happen once in a while, especially with a team like Vancouver, so losing out in regulation in this way definitely isn't all too bad, especially with how entertaining the game was towards the end. So, Vancouver versus Vegas, first period, we have ourselves a turnover by Ethan Bear. He's skating towards his own zone, and he's trying to send the puck across to defenseman partner Quinn Hughes. But right on Bear's tail is one seasoned NHL Iron Man veteran Tony Stark Phil Kessel, who comes out there and steals the puck. It's as clear as day, in broad daylight, highway robbery, takes the puck, comes in, dangles the pants out of Thatcher Demko, slides it underneath the skate, and it's 1-0 Vegas. Very bad turnover there by Ethan Bear. It's a pretty simple play that gets done a lot. It's just Phil Kessel happened to be at the perfect opportune moment to intercept it. And you could see it coming if you're watching it from TV because, you could see Kessel tracking and, heading towards Bear. It's just because Bear was looking at the puck the whole time, he didn't notice. So, bad lapse of judgment there from Ethan Bear, and everything gets a little bit worse once another bad turnover by Vancouver comes around. It's Brock Besser behind his own net. He throws it right over to the Vegas guy in the corner, and the Golden Knights cycle it out in front. Reilly Smith has a one-timer opportunity. He buries it by Demko. It's 2-0 Vegas. Really not great here. Just the showcase of defensive responsibility from Vancouver, really not there. It's 2-0 on goals that you really couldn't blame Demko for because, look, one of them's a breakaway to one of the most seasoned veterans the NHL has ever seen, and the other is a beautiful one-time opportunity off of an unexpected giveaway behind your own net. I'm not going to go out there and blame Thatcher on these. Instead, it is a 2-0 game off of turnovers, and we're just going to leave it at that. Second period starts, though, and Demko shows us that the guy actually does have more to fight for in this game, as he almost ends up giving up a goal. He comes out of his net and almost gives the Golden Knights an empty net to shoot at, but it does stay out. Soon, though, on the power play, Vegas ends up coughing up a breakaway to JT Miller, who comes in on Jonathan Quick and gets hooked. Miller gets a penalty shot, shorthanded, and he does the same move on Quick as he had done on Phoenix Copley a few nights ago. He comes in from the left, holds the puck on his far forehand, cuts across the middle, pulls it to the backhand, waits out the goalie, and then roofs it up high over Jonathan Quick, who went down too early. So at this point, it's 2-1 Vegas. Beautiful penalty shot goal scored there by Miller. He's done this multiple times this season, and it's kind of nuts that it's continuing to work for him. But Miller does a beautiful backhand drag by Quick, and Quick gets beat. Then Teddy Blueger scores a few minutes after. It's a very awkward kind of goal. He gets the puck on the very far side. It's a really wide angle near the goal line, and he just throws it on the goal. It looks like it goes off of Demko's pad and in. He isn't really tight to the post. So it's 3-1 at this point. And then things get even crazier because Dorofeyev on Vegas, he gets a penalty, and then Beauvillier, just a few seconds later, gets a penalty, and then Chandler Stevenson gets a penalty just a few seconds after that. It's 4-on-3 for a minute 42. And on this Canucks power play, JT Miller ends up scoring again. From Hughes and Petey, Miller ends up walking in and sniping it by Jonathan Quick, who is screened by Brock Besser. It's 3-2 with 7:18 to go in the second period. But it's Pavel Dorofeyev who scores and makes it 4-2 just a few minutes after that. In tight, he kind of gets the puck going towards the net. He chips it by Thatcher Demko on the backhand, so it's 4-2 to end off the second. And with 8 minutes left in the third, we have ourselves the final goal scored in the game. Phil Giuseppe scores. It's a long shot by Hughes. The big rebound goes off of JT Miller, and Giuseppe, on the doorstep, is able to backhand it in the wide-open cage, making it 4-3 Vegas with 8 minutes left. The Canucks then pull the goalie. There are no goals scored. It's eventually Quinn Hughes who takes a penalty on Jack Eichel at the end of a 3-minute and 13-second shift towards the end of the game. Quinn Hughes, absolute maniac in this one, just looking at everything that went down. He gets himself 2 assists. He assisted on the Miller goal, the non-penalty shot goal, as well as the Giuseppe goal. Miller, of course, had 3 points on the night, 2 goals and an assist. You had Elias Pettersson also assisting on the second Miller goal as well. Not to mention, of course, the entertainment value that this game provided, especially towards the end with the empty nets and the pace of play, the shots. Jonathan Quick ends up having a pretty good game, a .914 save percentage, 32 saves on 35 shots. Meanwhile, Thatcher Demko lets in 4 goals on 27 shots, so his save percentage is much lower there. But at the end of the day, it's a win for Team Tank. If you're still kind of on that train, you still want Connor Bedard, this is a win because they lost out on the 2 points. They didn't get any points. And if you're on Team Playoffs, then okay, this is a pretty big loss. Sure, it's against Vegas, and you're not really expected to beat Vegas anytime you play them, but still. They had a chance, they blew it, some bad turnovers in their own zone ultimately cost them, in my opinion, but at the end of the day, you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about this Vancouver versus Vegas game. JT Miller continues his dominance with 3 points, Quinn Hughes gets 2 points, Elias Pettersson gets on the board as well. Let me know your thoughts about the Jonathan Quick's show as well. I thought he actually played really, really solidly in this one, especially for a guy that's been bounced around in the way that he had been. But I will admit that I was kind of surprised to see how good he was performing. I mean, we did make a video talking about his demon time, so I'm not really in a position to say that I was surprised because we just talked about it. But either way, thoughts in the comment section below. Vancouver versus Vegas, Canucks lose 4-3. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.